Let's read Proverbs 27 together. Don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring. Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth. A stranger, not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but the resentment caused by a fool is even heavier. Anger is cruel, and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous. An open rebuke is better than hidden love. Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. A person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. A person who strays from home is like a bird who strays from its nest. The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. When disaster strikes, you won't have to ask your brother for assistance. It's better to go to a neighbor than a brother who lives far away. Be wise, my child, and make my heart glad. Then I will be able to answer my critics. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. Get security from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for foreigners. A loud and cheerful greeting early in the morning will be taken as a curse. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as constant dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her complaints is like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold something with greased hands. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. As workers who tend a fig tree are allowed to eat the fruit, so workers who protect their employer's interest will be rewarded. As a face is reflected in water, so the heart reflects the real person. Just as death and destruction are never satisfied, so human desire is never satisfied. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but a person is tested by being praised. You cannot separate fools from their foolishness, even though you grind them like grain with mortar and pestle. Know the state of your flocks, and put your heart into caring for your herds. For riches don't last forever, and the crown might not be passed to the next generation. After the hay is harvested, and the new crop appears, and the mountain grasses are gathered in, your sheep will provide wool for clothing, and your goats will provide a price of a field, and you will have enough goat's milk for yourself, your family, and your servant girls. So let's start with the first two verses. Don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring. And also with it, let your actions speak louder than your words. Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth. And then a stranger, not your own lips. It is good to know your strengths, just don't brag about it. In verse 5, an open rebuke is better than hidden love. So correcting from a friend is love. And also when it's a friend that is having the conversation with you and you know it's a plate, it's out of a good place. It comes from a place of, I love you and I care for you, and that is why I'm sharing or having this conversation with you. In verse 12, they talk about again the prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. Basically, it is being prepared. Okay, with this next verse, I really laughed when I read it because I think all of us knows someone that they would describe as being a morning person. So usually they are cheerful and happy in the morning. They get stuff done early in the morning. And then you get your night owls where work is usually done later in the day or at night. So that's when they are more productive or awake or whatever. And when I read this, I have a friend that is, quote, a morning person, and when I read this I laughed so loudly and I had to share it with her, and she was like, you see. Verse 14, a loud and cheerful greeting early in the morning will be taken as a curse. And just want to say, you're not a curse. We all know this verse very well. Verse 17, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. And with that, it can go both ways. It can go good and it can go bad. So what they say is bad company corrupts you, but wise company makes you more wise. And just the last verse that stood out for me is verse 21. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but a person is tested by being praised. What stood out for you today? Bye!